everyone, welcome here again as always. Because you people are so nice and so hardworking that you're putting best of your efforts to study well. You should learn the chapter diversity in a very well way. I guarantee you, if you're doing it in a very well way, it's going to be really helpful for you if you learn the same chapter in your 11th and 12th class. Mainly in 11th, we are going to learn the biological classification thing, and that will be a detailed version. And the ABC is here. So if that things are clear, I repeat myself, it is going to be worth it. Now let me start teaching you from the rest of the phylums that we are left with. Let me start sharing my screen and disclaimer of the video. Disclaimer of the class and the video is you are going to watch a lot of videos in this part. Reason being, we are going to study about animals. And I always say once you just start learning about animals, you should see it in real life. Internet are the best one because you can see a number of videos. So I have just compiled it up and I'm going to show you, but let's start. So first of all, let me tell you what we are going to cover in this part. In this part, we will be covering Platyhelminthes, Esculenthes, annelid, arthropod, and mollusk and echinoderms. Guys, I repeat myself, all the classification pattern that has been designed by our biologist, it is following evolutionary pattern. Evolutionary pattern as in they're getting complex from simple to, like, initially it started from monera, which were prokaryote, and then fungi, and then the things are getting complex. Not the things, but the body design, I will say. Anyways, so echinoderms, you will say, be the most modern out of all of them. But anyways, platy means flat and helminth means worm. So we are going to learn about flatworms. Esculenthes, they are actually the round worms. Helminthes worm. So they are also known as nematode or nemathelminthes. So nemathelminthes, nema means thread. So they have a thread-like round body that we will be learning. We will be learning about annelids. Arthro means jointed. Joint feet. Poda means feet. So these organisms, they are having jointed feet, and mollusk and echinoderms. Echino means echinus, spines. So their body used to have a lot of derm is used for the skin. So they are having a spiny skin on their body. That's the body design that they have. Now let me just cover further one by one. We are going to cover. First thing is Platyhelminthes. Even before we start talking further, these are the examples. They are very miniature creature, not very much, but they are, yeah, more than bacteria size. But they are small. Flukes, tapeworm, monogenian, and these are the examples. If you see, these all body structure appears to be very, pitchcover types, the one that is compressed. That thing is known as dorso-ventrally flattened. Dorsal and ventral, right? The body design is known as dorso-ventrally flattened. I repeat myself that you know that this is dorso-ventrally flattened one. This is ventral, this is dorsal. Dorsal is darker, ventral is the slab. Ventral slab. I'm gonna just, give you a ventral slab. So ventral slab, dorsal darker. So the front side of our body, this is the ventral one, and the back side, this is the dorsal one. That's how we differentiate. And the body is dorso-ventrally flattened. Now there are more properties also. Regarding the properties, I will not explain these properties right now because I told you that I'm going to explain it with the help of a video. So let me just share my screen and show you the video. Okay, so you have already seen that I have added so many videos here, but that's fine. Let's learn them. So first one is Platyhelminthes. Let's start learning about it. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna share computer sound. No, computer sound sharing is not needed. I'll speak by myself. So this is Platyhelminthes general characteristic. There is a setting I was talking about. So their body is dorso-ventrally flattened, as I told you, and they have a bilateral symmetry that you can divide the body into two halves. They show moderate cephalization. Cephalization means, I forgot to tell you this during the time while I was telling you the basis of classification. But guys, wherever you see the word cephalo means they are using it for head. If I am using the word cephalization, means the formation and the differentiation of head. Differentiation as in it's getting designed. So the cephalization is not moderate. It's not completely formed, the face thing. Okay, they are first triploblastic animal that produce embryonic mesoderm, a third germinal layer, because they have triploblastic. So they are the first organism for the first time who showed mesodermal formation. So that's what they are, the triploblastic organism, which help in the muscle tissue formation, because all the germ layer form different body parts. So this is forming the muscles, the mesoderm. They do not possess body cavity, the gut and the outer body wall, because they are kind of, they're so ventrally flattened. That's why they are acoelomate. They do not have any body cavity. The space between the gut means the digestive system, and the body wall, this is filled with the parenchyma, which is which is mesodermal in origin. So parenchyma is not that plant wala tissue. Parenchyma is another fluid which is present in them. So we use a general, term for that. So anyways, there was more property written up there that their mouth is present, anus is absent. So gut is a blind sac, means they have an incomplete digestive system. So digestive system is totally absent in acoelomate. It's completely not present, but in a rather flat form. It consists of a mouth, pharynx, and so what they are trying to say that mostly acoelomate do not have the digestive system, but this cavity, this organism, they are acoelomate, but they have incomplete digestive system. Blind intestine means incomplete. Respiratory and circulatory system absent. Excretion happen by special type of cells which are known as flame cells. Guys, at certain point you will feel like this is too much information, but that's fine. This excretion, respiration, these are the things that even if you want to learn or not, that's totally fine. But excretion, you will be learning that in your 10th class in the life process chapter, where you'll be learning about all the body systems. Excretory system we do have, including kidney, and in our kidney we know that we have nephrons. Every organism have their different way of excretion. In them, if I talk about, they used to have the flame cells, which are like we do have the nephron, they have the flame cell, which is also known as protonephridia, which is filtering the waste. Nervous system, guys, nervous system, again I'm telling you, this is extra information that I'm telling you, but nervous system look like this. You know what, like in us, we do have a proper nervous system. There are a lot of nerve cells together, they are making the brain, there is spinal cord, but into them, these nerves, they are not forming these body part. Brain is just a group of nerve cells. These all nerve cells are moving up in the group that they form the nerve cord. A group of nerve cell is known as nerve cord. We do have the spinal, right, the spinal cord. Nerve cord is the immature version of spinal cord. Nerve cord is the spinal cord itself, but in lower organisms, this is not modified like us. We call it as the nerve cord. So in us, we call it as the spinal cord. That's a modified version. So a group of nerve cell is forming brain and nerve cord, and they form a ladle-like system. Yeah, so you don't have to learn that. Sense organ like oculi and ocillary receptor. Sense organ is which sense. Oculi is part of eyes. They are mostly hermaphrodite. Fertilization is internal. Hermaphrodite means they're bisexual. Male and female same present in the same body, and fertilization happen internally into the body because gametes are present. Now further information, I am skipping this one because that's not needed. If you want to see this video, this will be shared with you, so don't worry. You will be able to see it. That's it. So we are done with the platyhelminthes. Now, because I told you that you should see example first, I have another video on this that you will be, you will be able to see flatworms. This is another video. This is another video, guys. They are showing the flatworms. I'm gonna play the video and I'll just, click on new share and hold on. You will not listen to me right now. You will listen to this woman. I suppose that's a woman.
This goofy little guy is called a planarian. Sure, it's just a flatworm at the bottom of a pond, but it has a very special superpower, one that scientists would love to harness. To show you, well, it's gonna get a little bit slasher movie here. Okay, don't worry. It's going to be okay. Seriously. I promise. It doesn't even hurt. that would be curtains for most organisms. I mean, this piece here is just a chunk with no head and no tail. But watch. You can see under a microscope that overnight its wound heals closed. Okay, maybe we could do that, more slowly, of course. But then it starts to regenerate, growing new tissue. It's that white part, called the blastema. In a week, see those tiny little spots? They're new eyes grown from scratch. But the planarian, can I call it that yet? It still kind of looks like a blob. By day 12, it's starting to look like a proper planarian. It's got a head, an entirely new one, and a new tail. And it's doing its regular planarian things, like pooping. That's because one of the first things it started regrowing was a tube called the pharynx, which is how things go in and out. It sucks up food, like this beef liver that scientists are feeding it. After 3 weeks, it looks totally normal. From that one planarian, you get 4. Other animals, like this newt, can regrow a toe or a tail. But planarians are practically the only animal that can regrow a head. So why can't we do that? Well, it all comes down to powerful cells known as stem cells. They're the green dots here, and they make up 1/5 of a planarian's body. They can turn into different kinds of cells and make every new body part. We only have stem cells that act like these when we're embryos. Once we grow up, we pretty much lose this ability. Though doctors have been able to get us to grow back a fingertip. But what if we could grow ourselves anew? A whole arm or a liver? Scientists are trying to figure out exactly how planarians do it. And maybe one day, these humble flatworms could inspire new ways to heal our injuries. Hi, it's Lauren again. This kind of planarian is from San Francisco. Those aren't ears, they're auricles. It uses them to feel around. You can tune into more Deep Look by following us over to Patreon. You'll get...
Okay, so guys, the point is that this phenomena that you must have learned in the 8th class in the How Do Organisms Reproduce chapter, that's regeneration. And fragmentation, you may also say that you're making fragments of the body. And now, as you have seen flatworm as a real example, and now if you learn the property, trust me, it'll be very easy for you to just learn the property. Let me put back on the slideshow here. So organ system level, they are triploblastic. You have seen that they are acoelomate and they have an incomplete, or the digestive system is absent. And rest of the property about regeneration, how they're moving, you can just write that up. We are done with flatworms. Now let's talk about the next one, which is Aschelminthes. They are the roundworms, as you see. If you have heard the saying कि पेट में कीड़े हो गए in Hindi, that you're having some worms in your stomach, these are actually the nematodes. The Bhayankar category, the category which cause a number of diseases in the intestine, they are taking up the feed, but yeah, and cyclostomata, Wucheria, Ascaris, Rhabditis, they are the examples. And if you see them, your male and female, they are different. Their male used to be having smaller in size, and the female, this used to be longer in size. There are the properties, but even before looking at the property, I'm going to show you the video again. I'm going to put it on mute now. I'll speak. Okay, so new share, computer sound stop, and this one I was looking at. Okay, so next is the nematode property here. Okay, so nematodes, They are commonly referred to as the roundworm, threadworm, and nematode. They are the largest group of metazoan. Like when we do classification of animals, metazoan is one of the category, which is, the body design according to the nematode body design that they have. So anyways, or pinworms. They are the pseudo-acoelomate. So guys, that's what I was telling you about. That is the only category which are having false body cavity. So their body cavity is not covered by mesodermal on both sides. Now in the video, they are explaining general characteristic. They are the parasites because I have told you they cause the disease. They can be in soil and water because the digestive disease that we have from the spoiled food. And the food can have, the juvenile form of them. So that's when we can have it in our body, and they can cause the problem. Now, their body is having different segments into them. As you can see, body is long cylinder without segmentation. And why I'm saying that with segmentation, that their body is not having any kind of segmentation. Segmentation is present in the annelid category. Nematodes are characterized by a specific number of cells or nuclei. Body of nematode in cylinder and segment resistant cuticle. Actually, you know what they are trying to say? That onto their body, the very external body, which is known as epidermis, it's having so many nuclei, so many nucleus. It's like in one cell one nucleus used to be present, but into their epidermis many nuclei are present. That's what they are explaining. And resistant cuticle is the very external covering of their body, so that they can just harm us and grow inside. So body, it consists of longitudinal muscles. Circular muscles are absent. Body cavity is pseudocoelomate. Epidermis is syncytial. Now guys, that's what I'm saying. Epidermis is syncytial. Syncytial means multinucleated. It has many nucleus. Second, you know what? In any of the living creature, there are many kind of muscles which are present. There are longitudinal muscles which are present in longitudinal design. There are circular muscle present in circular design. Then there are oblique muscles. So that's what he's telling. So whenever we study, even in human also, when we study it in the detail, we always mention. So yeah, if you want to learn that point, most welcome. Locomotory cilia are absent. Some have cilia at gastrodermal cell. Guys, again, in this video, you will see the information is too much. You don't have to learn all of them. But cilia is a cell organelle which helps in cell movement. So that's what they are saying, that locomotory cilia are present, but some of them have ciliated gastrodermal cilia. That gastrodermal as in into the cell of their gastric digestive cavity, there it is present. Alimentary canal is a straight tube. Mouth and anus are present. So that's a complete digestive system. Okay, so digestion is both extracellular and intracellular, that into the cells also digestion happen. And like in our body, many cells are coming together into the stomach, digestion starts. So that's extracellular. So into them also that thing is present. Intestine is muscular, that muscles are not there. They cannot increase much size. Blood vascular system is absent. Pseudocoelomic fluid help and the transport. Excretory system is H-shaped, which can have many cells in them. Okay, so respiration is anaerobic method, remember it. We all are showing aerobic, they are showing anaerobic. Yeah, that's rest they are explaining just the digestive system. You don't have to learn that. You just can remember they also have a nerve ring with ganglia, that into their body, a lot of nerve cells are present. That's a nerve ring, na? Actually into their body, like in previous category, I was telling a group of nerve cells are present. Here also they have a group of nerve cell, which appears to be like a nerve ring, and that's it. Yeah, this information is much enough. And the rest, you can say that they have a separate sexes. Sexual dimorphism is present. Male is smaller and female is larger. And they have copulatory spicules also, little size, which help in copulation and mating, so that new ascaris can be formed. Ascaris is Ascaris lumbricoides, which infect intestine in us. They cause disease. But in nematode, they all have these kind of spicules for the copulation. That's it. That's it. That's it. You don't have to remember other. So guys, we are done with these property. You don't have to learn other points. Whatever is important, do not think that I am making specially this video for you and I'm not covering these points, guys. I'm telling you, already there are many points that we are doing extra, and these things are much enough for you. Rest, if you want to see, you can watch the video. Okay. but these things are really important. They are marine and freshwater. They are endoparasite. Endo as an inside body, they are surviving. They have the pseudocoel and between the gut and body wall, and they are having bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic and organ system. Did I have a video on nematodes? One more video. I have to confirm. Hold on. They have a larva named Rhabdiform larva. I'm playing this because you might be thinking in your brain, oh, I wanted to see that video. Okay. So the next is on the mollusca. Okay, okay. I thought I had that on nematode. Okay, let's talk about the next category now. So the next category is annelids. Regarding annelids, as I was telling you, they have the metamerism. Their body used to have the segmentation. These organisms, they have bilateral symmetry and they are triploblastic. They're mostly aquatic. I have added. Na? Must have seen this worm, na? Earthworm. They have the segmentation, and this is that leech. Scientific name is Hirudinaria posthuma. Hirudinaria, they are the one they suck the blood. They have a chemical which is known as hirudin. This is an anticoagulant which doesn't let the blood clot. So they suck the blood, but first they release hirudinaria and then they suck it. I have done the section in my college. And then you cut it. Anyways, so these organisms, they have this metamerism, means their body is having different segment which is separated by the septa and their body parts are repeated into them. They have the bilateral symmetry, triploblastic. They are the aquatic, few are terrestrial. They are the first organism to have a true coelomates. So they have a true body cavity and they are having the compartments which are intrasegmental septa, body long and metamerically segmented. Segmentation that you have to remember is outside and inside. Because once you start learning about the segmentation, you have to remember that whether it is present outside or inside or not. But if you have a question in MCQ, which one of the following is an internal external metamerism, that's the answer. So that's it about the annelida. And because I thought you must have seen this one, so I did not add the video up. Now let's talk about the next category, which is the arthropod. Arthropod. It includes all the insects, all the spider, centipede, millipede, so many categories. Largest phylum with 80% of all living animals, honeybee. It's said that if all the honeybee die in, human being is going to be extincted. Reason being, maximum pollination is done by honeybee. Maximum pollination is done by arthropods as well. If insects are not there, then things are going to be vanished. Anyways, animals, they are having the jointed appendages. Arthron means jointed and poda means feet. I have told you this already. They have three body segment: head, thorax, and abdomen. This is head, thorax is the chest cavity, and abdomen is the abdominal region. Body, this is covered up by the exoskeleton. Like skeletal system used to be of two types: exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Nails, here, these are all the exoskeleton part, teeth, but endoskeleton is the internal one. So into them, that's made up of the chitin. Guys, chitin, this is a type of carbohydrate. They are bilateral symmetrical and have an open circulatory system. And the open circulatory, I have told you all these terminology. While I speak, feel like, you know that already. Compound eyes are present. Insect, scorpion, spider, millipede, centipede, crabs, lobster, they are there. So I have not added any images on this because I suppose you have seen that. And did I add a video on arthropoda? I suppose I have not, because I have added mollusk. Yeah, and echinodermates. Totally fine. About the arthropoda, that's fine. Arthropoda is easy to remember. You will be easily learning it up. Okay, so now we have to move further and we have to talk about the further, which is mollusk. I have not added any information. Probably I forgot, but that's fine. Mollusk, that's made from the word mollusk, which means soft-bodied animal. They are animals, they used to have really, really soft body. But externally, they are covered by the hard covering because the soft animal is protecting itself with the help of hard covering. Okay, so the butterfly is not exactly the one. The picture is not completely related to the one that I'm going to explain because they have added all the echinodermates, all the arthropod here, because into arthropod also prawns and these things are added. I don't see any mollusk here. Sorry guys, that's arthropod picture. But that's fine. I have a video on mollusk. Do not worry. You must have seen the snails, octopus. These all are actually mollusks. Forget this picture. These all are actually mollusks. They are the one which are soft-bodied animal, and they have a shell outside which is made up of the calcium deposition and with the carbonate also, which is protective in nature. And after arthropod, mollusk is the second largest phylum in animal kingdom. They are terrestrial marine and their body is soft, and yeah, their body is basically divided into head, visceral mass, and ventral foot. If you remember the snail head is there, a snail head is there, and then soft body is there, and then end part. What I'm drawing, I don't know, but the visceral mass is the body mass, and then ventral foot is the foot region. With the help of it, it's moving, and that's the head region. So these are the basic body design which are present, and yeah, they are the true coelomate with triploblastic, and they have the complete digestive system. Please remember it. Let me show you the video. Thank God I have the video, but that's fine. I could have added it up. I know you can wait. Okay, so this is the video on the mollusk, guys. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna just, start the audio. Hold on. You will be able to listen to this person who's speaking. Give me a second. Hold on. I will not speak anything.
Mollusca is the most diverse and second largest phylum of invertebrate animals. They are soft-bodied animals, often with hard shells for protection. Mollusks are mostly marine. Some are freshwater, or found in damp soil. The body is unsegmented and bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic with ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm, having reduced coelom lined by mesoderm. Their body cavity is called hemocoel. Their body is divided into head, visceral mass, mantle, and foot.
So basically, guys, in this video, I explained everything, but you have seen the video and you will be able to understand everything. One thing that she told that ventral mass is there. Ventral mass is nothing but, sorry, mental is nothing, but that's a hard shell. The shell thing that I was telling, that is the mental, which is the protecting one. And inside the visceral mass, of the parts that you saw, they are actually the digestive part, that digestive system thing. And with the heart also, a little heart pumping thing was also there, and not the hard but pumping thing. And yeah, that's it. This is about the mollusk. I suppose that's clear to you. You have seen the examples now. If you want to see more of the example, give me a second. I think I should add it now. I'm feeling so, oh my God, my student did not see the picture. How come that happened? So give me a second. Let me show you mollusk examples. I suppose you're able to say it now. Okay, so these are all the examples: slug, cuttlefish, oyster, squid, limpet, snail, scallop, mussel, winkle, clam, nautilus, and octopus. These are all examples. Mollusks are very intelligent. They have a number of brain. As an octopus, 8 brains are there. And brain is nothing but a group of nerve cell. They also have that group of nerve cell, which is getting more and more functional. That's all about the mollusk. Let's move forward, guys. Let's talk about the last category that we have to learn, which is nothing but the echinoderms. Echinoderms, they are the spiny skinned and free living, exclusively marine. Guys, I have told you this earlier that if you want to understand the things, you should learn example first. Starfish, sea urchin, sea cucumber, sea lily. These are the examples. If you see this example, they used to have the 5 body parts, which is moving. Yeah, they are basically pentamerous, as in 5 body parts are there. Pentamerous, as in 5 limbs are there. They are the triploblastic. They have a complete coelom, digestive system is there. They have a water-driven tube system for moving forward. This thing is really, really, really very important in echinoderms. Water-driven tube system. That water-driven tube system, this is known as ambulacral system. This ambulacral system basically not only helping in the movement, it also helps in excretion, respiration, digestion, and circulation. Because water will be moving through it, circulation. And into the water is kind of helping them to move. So we used to say that they used to have hydrostatic skeletal system, which is because of the water. Hydrostatic, or you may say hydroskeletal system. That's because of the water, which is filled inside, which is helping it to move forward. Okay, let me show you the video and let me tell you how they move. Share computer sound and video. Okay. Hold on. That will be the last video, but that's fine. Really nice video, guys. Listen to the woman.
Sea stars are invertebrates that belong to a group of animals called echinoderms. There are about 2,000 species of sea stars that range in size from less than an inch to 3 feet wide. Sea stars can be found in all of the world's oceans. They possess thousands of tiny tube feet that they use to move across the seafloor. Most only have 5 arms, but some species have many more. The end of each arm contains an eye spot that can detect light. Sea stars are predators and scavengers. Their diet depends on the species and may include invertebrates on the seafloor like bivalves, coral, sponges, and urchins. Their mouth is located on their underside. Some species are capable of extending their stomach out of their mouth while consuming prey. They will latch their tube feet onto the shell of their prey, then pry the shell open just enough for them to reach their stomach inside. It can take several hours for their protruded stomach to digest the prey. Instead of blood, sea stars have a system of water-filled canals called the water vascular system. This system is what enables them to move, feed, and breathe. A plate on top of their body called the madreporite allows water to enter their water vascular system. Seawater is periodically drawn in to replenish the system. Most sea stars can regenerate lost arms and willingly shed an arm in order to escape from a predator. Their hard calcium carbonate skeleton protects them from many predators. But they are still preyed on by animals like birds, crabs, and sea otters. Most starfish reproduce by releasing eggs or sperm directly into the water. Fertilized eggs hatch into larvae that drift as plankton before settling to the bottom of the seafloor. Some species can also reproduce asexually by fission or self-amputation of arms that will grow into a completely new starfish. The lifespan of starfish also varies by species, but some can live for decades. In most areas, the presence of sea stars is very important in maintaining the biodiversity of marine ecosystems because they prey on animals that could easily become overpopulated. However, outbreaks of the coral-eating crown-of-thorns starfish can actually be detrimental to reefs. For more marine facts, click the subscribe button.
Okay, so basically now, as I was telling you, the water vascular system into the echinoderms, that's really very important. Now you have seen the example, learning property will not be a difficult thing. One thing that you should remember, that's interesting thing about the echinoderm that you may say, that when they are present into the juvenile phase, they used to have the radial symmetry. Sorry, they used to have the bilateral symmetry. And once they grow up, once they have the adult, then they have the radial symmetry, that along the radius you cut it up and two equal half. Yeah, so that's the point into the echinoderms. And now about the water vascular system, that's also known as umbilical system. And as they were moving, the little thing that the woman was saying, that is known as tube feet. These tube feet are actually little sac-like structure which appears to be like inverted flask, and that is connected to the central line. The central line is this one. This is umbilical groove on which the central line, and this is where the two feet are connected, and spines are external thing which is present. But two feet is the one which is holding it up, making a vacuum, creating a vacuum, and then moving it up, creating a vacuum, and then moving it up. And the central part, as the ventricle, is the one which is through which water is taking entry onto the body. That's the central disc, and through which all the body part are there. A complete digestive system. And yeah, that's it about the echinoderms, guys. I suppose all the points are clear to you. Now let's practice some of the questions that I've added up there. How would you choose between the two characteristics to be used for developing a hierarchy in classification? You can just talk about the basis of classification. Cephalization is there, how digestion happen, the circulatory system, symmetry is there. So the basis of classification. For instance, they have written the example, but yeah, I have told you so many of the points. Okay, so tetrapod thing, if you're not able to understand while we talk about the chordate, you will be understanding this, because that's for now. Just read this up, but other than the point, other than the one that is written on the screen, the points I have told you, you can write that down. About these points, I'm not even going to mention, because in the last parts, I'm going to mention this only, so don't worry. Okay, so that was one question, guys, but here I'm going to put few more questions. Suppose a question come in your paper that how echinoderms, they are moving. Water vascular system is there. You can write that up. Second, if a question come, give example of the incomplete digestive system. You can write it, can't you? The flatworms. Okay. Now, if a question come, give an example of the organism which shows metamerism. Annelids are the one. So these are the points. That's how you have to learn it. And with this, I suppose we are done with the echinoderms. And with this, I suppose things are clear to you. If things are not clear to you, watch this video up. I have tried to show you video in this picture so that things can become more clear to you, because this chapter is all about watching the video and understanding it up. Because after watching the video, and then if you read the point, you will easily understand that up. Thank you for watching this video, guys, and I'm going to stop the screen share, and you all gonna see my face only. I'll see you up in the next part, and we are going to learn further more things about the chordate.